How's it going, guys? Welcome to Friday's game. Now, if you're looking at the time length, probably like down here or something like that, you're going to notice, oh god, this is a long video. I don't want to stay for this. Stay for it, please. This is a hell of a game. I don't normally upload long games, so if I'm uploading it, you best believe it's a good one. But it's going to be against Supreme Justin Zero. It was a UU match. I took it my stream like 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. Hell of a game. I've been saving it for Friday, and what do you know? Today's Friday, so might as well. Anyways, we'll go ahead and play it back right now. Okay, looking at it, you can see the Hippopotas, you can see the Stoutland. He's using sand. That's basically it. Those are the only two things I kind of benefit from it. Everything else is just kind of on there just because UU things and whatnot. I kind of brought some things. I was like, oh, we'll bring Hitmontop as a Rapid Spinner. We'll bring Dusclops as a, just Dusclops, you know, why not? I was going to say Spin Blocker, but I don't have anything that says up rocks anyway. And then I just brought attacking dudes, you know, PZ and Yanmega for special attackers, Weavile and Darmanitan for physical. Kind of works out, you know, that's my idea. But he's going to go ahead and lead off with Heracross. I'm actually going to go ahead and lead off with Porygon. We're both scared of each other, which is kind of funny, because I don't want to take a close combat, and he doesn't really want to take a Scarf anything. He thinks that I'm Scarf, but if you look at the HP number, I'm a little bit more of a bulkier set, and I will talk about this set later. For now, I do know that I'm slower than like 95% of Heracrosses, so I'm going to get out of there, decide to go into my Dusclops as he decides to switch out into his Deoxys. You know, we both go into our more defensive things. Problem here is he has advantage in terms of what he can end up doing. He can use me as setup fodder. What I don't know at the moment is that he has Tox. I'm actually just going to go ahead and sub, just do what my Dusclops does, just to scout out the set a little bit more. If he wants to set up more hazards, great. I do have the Hitmontop, and I do have the option of spinning somewhere along the line, so it's not that big a deal if he gets him set up right now. I just kind of want to see what he's got going on. So I'm just going to go ahead and end up Nightshading. As you can see, I've sped up this portion of the match a little bit, because this Deoxys stays in here for quite some time. I do see that he has Nightshade over Seismic Toss. Will kind of come into play. I believe yesterday's game had a Deoxys with Seismic Toss as opposed to Nightshade, and that kind of worked out for me. Kind of the same scenario here, as you'll see. Because I'm going to go into Porygon Z. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, get my download. I want to see what kind of, you know, Deoxys he's actually going to end up running, you know, what's his weaker spectrum. As you can see, I download the attack, so he's more than likely going to end up being fully specially defensive. I haven't tried to hit him with anything yet, but I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse. I believe I am a modest PZ, but I've got lefties instead of Life Orb, and that doesn't really do as much as I thought it would, because I'm modest anyway. That's like a maximum investment there, and it doesn't even take him out, so it's like, okay, that's probably a good thing to keep in mind. Maybe I can status it later somewhere along the way with Hitmontop, because I do run Toxic on that. For now, I really know what I'm going to do. Heracross coming in was a little bit obvious at that point. He's not going to stay and want to take Dark Pulses all day. You know, we're on a live stream. He's going to want to get the ball rolling. I decided to go for the Tri-Attack. Their switch-up moves, and while, you know, I'm not downloaded, so I don't get the Spec Attack boost, it still does a respectable amount. It does around half. Thank God I didn't give him, like, a burn or something like that off the Tri-Attack. Then I would have been in a world of hurt. But I'm kind of suspecting that he is Scarf, and I kind of go into, like, the happy medium between predictions, because I want to go out to Dusclops predicting the close combat, but as you can see, he actually ends up going for the Night Slash, predicting Dusclops. So I decided to go out to Hitmontop, take the Night Slash beautifully, and that's going to force him out, so that kind of reinforces the fact that I think that he's Scarfed, which is going to come into play a little bit later as well. But thinking that he's going to be Scarfed, or at the very least Choice, that didn't look like banded damage to me at all, even, you know, after the Intimidate, I'm going to be able to get off a Rapid Spin, and then the 2 layers of spikes that he set up earlier are gone, so they don't really hurt too much. There's not a lot of lasting damage. The play I make right here is a little bit more aggressive, since I'm kind of, I guess, stopping him at this point from really doing anything that he wants to, so he's going to try to catch me on a prediction or something like that. I ended up going for the Sucker Punch, him maybe not expecting it, or him maybe expecting a switch. I don't know why he went for the Flamethrower. I don't really think he would have benefited from that. Maybe, thinking about it, he was probably expecting Weavile, but Weavile's scared of the U-turn, which a lot of Azelfs carry in themselves, so I figured I would stay in on the options. He would go for the U-turn, things like that. Turns out that he's special, doesn't want to end up taking another Sucker Punch, and goes out to Hippopotas and finally gets the weather set up. Now he's going to start roaring, so this portion of the match is a little bit boring, and I don't really get anything done, but I kind of keep it normal speed just in case I really need to talk about anything. I figured the part with Deoxys, useless, you can see what's going on. Hippopotas is just roaring. I'm just kind of, I think this happens for like 3 turns anyway, so it's not that big a deal. For now, I am going to go for the Pain Split, so that's a little bit productive. It lets me get back a little bit of HP, whittle him down a little bit more, and then let toxic damage rack up as long as Hitmontop was in there. You kind of see how that works. I do get another Intimidate off, and then Hitmontop comes back in again. Whatever. There's no entry hazards. He's probably got, you know, Stealth Rock, EQ, Roar, and then Slack Off is probably what I'm thinking for this set. But he decided to switch out now. I'm guessing he was looking for an opportunity for him to switch in safely, you know, on a predicted move. I didn't know whether or not he was going to keep roaring or not, so I was just like, ah, fuck it, I'll just close combat and see if that works out. Doesn't end up working out, as you can see. I lose 2 power points off of that just because of pressure, and not like really Hitmontop was made to attack anyway. It's just meant to rapid spin and then toxic and then just get the fuck out of there. You know, take hits, that's what it does. I've kind of been, you know, considering swapping out Hitmontop for, like, Gligar or something like that, and then getting myself a different Rapid Spinner. So maybe you'll see this UU team come back. All I know is I really enjoyed this game, and, yeah, that's what we got going on. So, he decided to go for a taunt, predicting my Toxic. Pretty good play in itself. You know, him being faster than me and whatnot. I would assume, I'm pretty sure that he'd be faster. But this kind of sucks as well, because although Yanmega really only has the one move that's affected by Taunt, he decided to switch out into his Heracross and to take the Bug Buzz. But the thing is now I can't protect, you know, just to make sure I outspeed a Scarf Heracross, and I'm kind of in a boat where one speed boost is not going to be enough. And it's like this impulse thing, do I stay in, what am I feeling? And then I just get this really bad gut feeling that's like, he's probably Choice Scarf like I was thinking he was. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get out of there, predicting the Stone Edge, and decide to go into my Dusclops is probably my more defensive thing. I could have got out into Hitmontop in hindsight. Don't really know why I didn't. I guess I just, whatever. That would have been a way safer play. I really couldn't tell you. And then right here's kind of another stupid play, because what this does, it actually leaves me very, very open to Stoutland in the upcoming turns, because I end up going for the Nightshade over the sub here, and that's really stupid, because if I had a sub, I would have taken a hell of a lot less from this Azelf, which is going to come in next. Go for the actually kind of unconventional Shadow Ball. I guess, you know, if you want to run it exactly for Dusclops and, you know, Deoxys, that works out great for you. I can kind of see why you'd want to run that. But it doesn't end up killing me off regardless. It leaves me with 4, and I do take him out with Nightshade, so it is a double down. But now that he sees that my only, you know, normal immunity, I guess, is out, he's able to go into his Stoutland, and I'm in danger of taking Retaliates or Returns, whichever one his set calls for. You know, Stoutland getting the Sand Rush, him being fucking faster than everything on my team at this point. I'm a little scared. This is a big threat right now, and I need to take this thing out. And I think he recognizes that as well. So he plays really safely around this thing. For now, what's going to end up happening is I go into Hitmontop to try to get the Intimidate off, take a hit. As you can see, even though I'm physically defensive, and even after the Intimidate, I don't take that well at all. That's like 130 damage. The thing is now I'm actually pretty fresh on health to the point. No, I'm not fresh on health on this. What I'm trying to say right now is I can switch into Darmanitan, and after Intimidate, I think I can take a return. I'm not 100% on this, but I can go for a Flare Blitz or a Superpower, and hopefully it'll force him out. I am Choice Scarf, and I know I'm not faster than him, but I'm adamant, and I'm hoping that a Superpower would at least do a decent amount of damage to that or anything else that wants to come in. As you can see, Hippopotas with the EV Light comes in, does nothing. I probably would have been better off going for the Flare Blitz in that scenario, even though Azumarill could have easily come in. Don't know what I would have done about Azumarill, but I'm going to go ahead and switch out because Superpower is not really doing enough damage, and I decided to go into my Porygon Z, because my Porygon Z is actually a little bit more of a bulky set, but it's an agility set. So if I'm going to download something, I'm going to download the Spec Attack here and now, you know, just based on how well he's taken that, and, you know, the Hippopotas just being a physical wall, you know, being able to download the Spec Attack. Probably would have done it right there, but he roars me out. I'm not going to get that opportunity, but that's going to be key to winning this game if I'm actually going to end up pulling it out of the bag. I need to get Porygon Z in safely, get up a couple of agilities depending on, you know, how fast I believe the Stoutland ends up being, and then just kind of going from there. I mean, this thing can speed boost a little bit, but this is not really going to net me any one-shots. I'm going to need to be faster than Stoutland, not once, but twice, in order to win this game. So, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Protect, and then just going to, I guess I'm just going to generate enough speed, because, you know, speed boost, that's kind of how it works. But what this lets me be is faster than Stoutland in the sand, and then, you know, just fire off a Life Orb Bug Buzz. It takes it really, well, not really well. I guess I'm just kind of underestimating the bulk of this thing. I don't really fight these things too often, but it does a really good chunk. It's going to take me out with a return. Now, I do still have Weavile with the Ice Shard, which I don't think will be able to kill from that range. Truthfully, it is stab and everything. I'm just a little bit doubtful at this point, just based on how well it took the Bug Buzz. But I do send it in now, kind of, you know, give him the inkling, hey, I do have Ice Shard, and I believe I end up going for it anyway. But he ends up going into Azumarill and, you know, just taking the Ice Shard, great. Now, the one thing I really would have been scared of right now, and if he was a Sub-Punch Azumarill, probably would have been fucked at this point. I don't know what he is, or if he, you know, just didn't go for sub. I'm assuming that he didn't have sub, because that definitely would have been the smarter play at this point. This is kind of just like a revenging, you know, nitpicking here and there Weavile. It's not a full offensive thing, as you can see, because the only dark move I have, that was the strongest move I could have gone for on it, which was Pursuit. I believe I have Ice Shard, Pursuit, and then Low Kick, and then a couple other things I really don't remember. But as you can see, it doesn't even do 25%, so if he went for a sub, he definitely would have been really safe there, and he would have just rampaged through my entire team. But I see an opportunity here, and if I could download Spec Attack, this is gonna be great. And I download, and wouldn't you fucking know it, I do get the Spec Attack. Now, what this lets me do right here is I'm going to go ahead and force him out by threatening him out with a Tri-Attack, and I'm going to go for it on Deoxys. As much as I really wanted to go for an Agility right there, I recognize that I can go for it on Deoxys if he wants to go ahead and try to stall me out of hits or whatever. With Deoxys being in against a Porygon Z, it's going to be a losing battle, because I did download the Spec Attack, and then it's going to put Dark Pulse's damage over 50%, meaning that Recover is not really going to be able to catch him up. Plus, if I decide to switch it up to Tri-Attack somewhere along the way, there's a chance that I could get a status condition. You know, Burn would be helping me out. Freeze would just render him immobile, and I'd be able to beat him up for a little bit. And, you know, Paralysis being there, I could Paraflinch him with Dark Pulse and, you know, Paralysis. So that would kind of work out. He's very much on the defensive right now, and I'm going to go ahead and use him up, use him like setup fodder, like he used my Dusclops as setup fodder, you know, earlier on in the game. But I decided, I think I went for one agility somewhere along the way. Maybe this is my second. I wasn't really paying too much attention. I was just kind of giving my spiel about how fucked Deoxys is in this situation. Okay, that's my second one. But that's too little, too late. We ran a calc in the middle of the stream, and it turns out I was like 8 or 10 points or something like that shy of being able to outspeed a Jolly Stoutland in the stand, I believe. So I figure, hey, if I can get 1, that's awesome. But if I can get 2, that'll be even better, because that'll eliminate any insecurities I have about getting through the rest of this game with Porygon Z. And I go for Dark Pulse. It does a really good amount of damage, and I also get the flinch, which definitely just cuts the length of this match down by a lot, on top of how long it already is. I was having a lot of fun with this game at this point, just because I was like, oh, Porygon Z's going to be in here, and he's going to wreck shit. So, as you can see, flinched him. He's at a low range of health. Just going to go ahead and take him out with the Tri-Attack. I believe he has Azumarill and he has Stoutland left. So it really comes down to whether or not I can take down Azumarill from around half. I think it's around half HP, probably like 55%, something like that. But if I can take it out, I can definitely take out the Stoutland from the range that Yanmega left it in. And, you know, my speed is definitely, you know, high enough to be able to outspeed it. If it were not for some freak chance and, you know, Stoutland ended up being faster than the data I actually looked up for whatever reason, or I guess in a hypothetical where I was only able to get 1 agility, I'm kind of at a range of health where I feel like I can take 1 return. I don't know if Stoutland gets, like, anything super effective that can take me out, like superpower or anything like that. I really don't think it does. But, I outspeed it anyways, so that's kind of that. If I were to take a hit, I feel like I would have been able to take it, and then at, you know, worst case, you know, he would have been locked into that, and then I do believe I still have Darmanitan left. So, major point to me kind of dancing around that thing is Porygon Z was a fucking boss this game, and I hope you guys enjoyed this game. If you did, you're welcome to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. Think that should do it for today. Considering uploading a TCGO, just kind of getting back into TCGO on Saturday as well. Since, you know, I don't really have a whole hell of a lot to do right now. Plus, you know, weekend uploads are always going to be nice. I think that's all I really wanted to say. I kind of just go through this little awkward phase at the end if you guys noticed that. But that'll do it, and I will see you guys either tomorrow or on Monday.